All right, let's get in the trenches here. Talk about your breakouts and what's working. We have to go to Intel. Saw a huge move this week. It's up 5% since Friday. It's partnering with Google over its smartphones. It's going to be the big boost incorporating its Atom processors. It's what we heard this week at the developers conference. Now what do you do?
Well, you talked about this on Monday, and I kind of laughed, which I'm sorry about. But I did say that you can make some money in Intel at the bottom ends of ranges. You can buy strength in Intel because these mega caps don't really have too much follow through. But if you look at the chart here, you'll see a nice trade. Here was Monday. Okay, great. Point out this was your line of resistance, and here is your downtrend. It just shows you why I've always pointed out, because look at this powerful move on Intel yesterday. So if you saw it wake up on Monday, you made some money Tuesday, it's opening up a bit. I would take some profits into this 21 area because I'm sure it'll use a little rest, but I think you could stay long some Intel. Just get rid of your momentum, because momentum in Intel is hard to find.
Well, I was going to say, especially because you can't expect these kind of moves that frequently.
Right.
So I mean,
they need to absorb.
Right. All right, let's go to Dell, also up 3% since Friday, announced a $5 billion repurchase agreement as of the close yesterday. It's partnering with Baidu, by the way, to make smartphones and tablets. Company is optimistic about its performance in Asia and Europe, even though it downgraded its revenue growth for this year. I mean, the PC business, is it dead? Who knows? I mean, HP's trying to spin it off, but Dell's sticking with it.
Yeah, they're trying to reinvent themselves. They're trying to get a better image. They're trying to show that they're just not about the direct ordering phenomenon, which did them really well back in the day. But buyback, deal with Baidu,
and they are trying
potential
to get into the
tablet.
Cloud a lot.
I think you could be in some, and this is a nice little setup. Okay, it's at the lower end of the range. It's not like you're buying Dell at 1750. You're buying it down here in the 14s. I do see a small technical pattern that traders could look for cash flow. If it stays above 1470, you could get a move to at least 1550 pretty quick for a trade. And as an investment, I think you could be long Dell here if you have a long-term time horizon.
So you can still buy it at this level, even though we've seen a bit of a rally.
Yeah, it's opened up about 20 cents on the buyback news. Let's see if it holds there. I think you could still enter.
And some investors are kind of iffy on whether or not a buyback is a good use of cash, but
well, maybe they
personal
say
choice, I guess.
They say their stock's cheap and they don't want to buy anything else, so they want to, get the shares out of the way.
They are on the lookout for small, medium-sized acquisitions. But anyway, we digress. Let's go to Microsoft, up about just 1% since Friday. At its analyst meeting today, we're looking for a dividend boost. It's, who's to say about how big it's going to be, but it could be good unless it disappoints. Go figure.
Well, Microsoft also is working on their image. They're trying to
Windows 8.
A lot of stuff going on, and I think investors right now, because you're not getting any interest rate in the bank, and because they're fearful of doing anything overseas, they're saying, you know what, I know Microsoft, I know Intel, I know Dell, I'm comfortable there. They have dividends, it's liquid. So if you look at Microsoft here, it also acts a little bit of a setup. Okay, this was your first move off the lows. It's trying to consolidate that move, and I think that if it starts to get above 26 on this excitement, you can get a trade at least back to the highs here of 27 at some point. It will make new highs in the year also. So I think Microsoft in this lower area versus up here is a better entry.
Also, I wonder if the dividend's going to get more play today, just because investors seeming to want more dividends. So even though it's not necessarily a sexy stock, just increasing it anyway might be a big boost for it. You have to wonder.
Yeah, well, they're looking for a formula. They're looking for growth, they're looking for safety, and they're looking for dividend. And some of the stocks, the names are getting attention, and you have to change when the market changes.